So, hi everybody. We are very excited to have you here. And Candice is back from her travels overseas. She's like in between landing and about to take off again for the next one. So I was online watching some of the conference stuff, but I didn't see all of it because it was a lot of it in the middle of the morning. So I thought actually a little bit earlier, what if we ask Candice questions about her experience? So Candice is a senior presidential director with Lifewave, which means she has quite a substantial business. Yes, pretty impressive, we have to say. She has the largest business in South Africa on top of it all. So that's also pretty impressive. And she was invited to go to the conference, the Lifewave conference in Dallas. Not last weekend, the weekend before. I'm trying to remember. Time is so
Yeah,
weird now. I can't even
yeah,
remember what day it is most of the
no,
time.
exactly.
So not
But well, let's just rewind a little bit because there was an incentive at the beginning of the year. It was quite a challenging one to do, and at that point, I wasn't willing to work hard to receive that beautiful. Actually, I'd only woken up too late to the incentive, and by the time I realized that I'd actually have the opportunity to go, it was too late. But this was a cruise. It was the 20th year anniversary cruise. And I worked on cruise ships 20 years ago. So when I found out that there were extra tickets, I thought, well, you know what? I might not have won the cruise, but I've made a substantial amount of commission. And it just so happened that I could afford, with all the commissions from Lifewave, to take myself and my husband on the cruise. Now, it was wonderful because even though I paid for the cruise, I still got really spoiled as a senior presidential director. So I just want to throw that in there that, they still look after you with the rank that you have. And, that for me was just amazing because I just thought I'd be like an extra. I paid for the cruise, I'm the extra one. I didn't really win it, but I felt like I had won it. And for me, I did win it because I chose to be part of this incredible company and make a go of it as a business. So when that cruise ended, we got to spend some time in Italy and Prague. And at the end of that, you get the holiday, well, the coming home blues. I didn't have that because I knew in a month's time I was going to be going to America. And I was going to be paying for that myself. I still remember trying to organize tickets because they were sold out. And I was looking for people that were actually looking to get rid of their tickets because there were no more to purchase. So I still said to Claudia, who is the lady that looks after us from Europe, while I was on the cruise, I was like, you know what? I've told you that I need them. I'm going to leave it now. I'll email you. But if it's meant to be that I come to Dallas, I will. And fast forward about 3 weeks before we were supposed to go, I got an email to say that I actually qualified and I won a trip to Dallas. So that was just absolutely amazing because I was hell bent on going anyway. And I'm so grateful that I managed to win that because we got 4 days extra. So we arrived before conference and they put us up in a beautiful hotel and they really spoilt us. We were also the first people to find out about the new invention, the water. And he actually had 5 prototype water machines there. And we actually even got to taste the water and have a glass of it. Did it work on me? Unfortunately, I went there because, there were time slots, there were so many of us, and everybody was excited to drink the water. And I realized that then people were greedy for the water. So they weren't willing to just have one glass and allow for everybody else to have. They just went and took, opportunity of having the water whenever they could. So when I went and I had the water, I had just eaten a massive breakfast. Remember, this is Texas we're talking about. So the breakfasts are absolutely huge, and you're supposed to have it on an empty stomach. But I definitely felt that my vision was better after drinking the water. I recently just got glasses because my laser has, not as good as it used to be. And I actually had to stop wearing the glasses because I felt that they were actually making it more difficult for me to read. So whether that was as a result of the water, who knows? But it was really just great to have that time with David, and I got to sit right next to him George kept our seats right at the front, and I landed up sitting next to him. I don't know how, I'm just a very lucky person, but he was actually sitting next to me. And my husband was sitting on the other side of me. And in one of the breaks, one of the other SPDs from America came up to me and she said, "Are you family of David's? Because your husband is a splitting image in his side profile of David." So we thought that was really funny. And we said to the bodyguards, if you ever need a body double, you can use my husband. So that was quite fun. But, this man is such a visionary. And it's one thing, idolizing someone that's a CEO of a company, because I think, if you're with a company and you really enjoy it, you will put certain people that are in that kind of position on a pedestal. But what I love about this man is he's not only the CEO of the company, he's the inventor. And when COVID happened and he got angry about COVID, and he always likes to quote Marvel Comics, he just used all of that anger, resentment, all that negative energy. He used that in the lab, and that's how he actually created the water machine and the technology from the water machine. So just hearing him talk, he really does have the same values as we as healers do. And I was saying to Jenny today, all my life I've known that I'm here to make a change, but how can me, little insignificant me, do that? Sure, I can be the magic that I be and light up people's lives wherever I go, but how can I make a real difference in the world? And being at that conference, I realized that this is it. Being part of this company and with someone that has the same values and also wants to change the world and is changing the world with his inventions, that was just absolutely amazing for me, and also the other side of it, because I hate network marketing. I avoided network marketing my whole life. My mom used to have Tupperware parties. So I knew the whole Tupperware thing. And then I had a lot of friends that were part of Amway, and I heard that the training was great. But the minute that they just started with that rehearsed, you'll be perfect with this, your energy is amazing, it just got my walls and barriers up. And I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be that person trying to sign people up. Then I got involved in a different kind of platform where you actually got used to connecting with people and signing people up. And then Lifewave landed on my lap through that other platform, and I resisted it. I also, they say at Lifewave that this is a self-development program, and it really is, because it made me realize that as an employee all my life, I did the bare minimum. I would start at a job, figure out everything, do everything that I needed to, do my due diligence, and then I would find the ways that I could get away with not doing anything and do as little as possible to get that paycheck at the end of the month. Then I had a hair salon, and it was my own business, and that completely did a 180, because then everything in my life was about the business and making it do well. And I was a completely different person, and I would never hire people that reminded me of how I used to be. So when I started with Lifewave, George begged me for 4 months to watch a video. If he told me it was a 2-minute video about a new technology, I might have actually watched it, but he said it's a new health product. Now, how many millions of health products are there in the world? There's way too many. I didn't have time. I didn't want to watch a video. But when I eventually did and I realized what this is, I said, right, what do you need from me? I'm not going to do it as a business, but I definitely want to use the patches. What do you need? So at that time, he said, sign up on Core. That gave me my 3 months, and that's all I was going to do. I was lucky enough that a wonderful person called Chris used my invite link, and he became part of my business. And then Merle and I were just chatting one day, and I kind of mentioned these patches that I was going to start using. I really didn't even think that she would sign up, and she was like, oh, tell me. I also want to try them. So, speak to everybody and don't worry about what they think of you. Don't worry if you don't know what you're talking about, because there's 20 years of technology behind these patches, and they work. They work. It's not like telling them to use the toothpaste the other way around and use very little to make up for the cost of it. This is something that has improved our lives and continues to do so. So sorry, Jenny's just laughing. But that was like the funniest
And because you just gave me that whole memory of we used to do the toothpaste thing.
getting invited to dinners, and then every single thing that's on the table is from that company. It was just, oh, I used to squirm when those people used to hold those dinners. But
Yeah.
anyway, Merle signed up. She also wasn't going to do it as a business. And that's why I say this is a self-development course, because I realized, when Merle and Chris were doing so well and I was still resisting it, that I do as little as possible to get away with things, unless it was my own business. But this is my own business. So I had to completely change my attitude. Yes, it's a company. Yes, we've got people above us, but nobody's our boss. We are in charge of our destiny here, and we can either make this work or use the product, either or. There's no pressure to sell it, but there's a lot of network marketers that were retired. They were out of the industry for 8, 9 years. They didn't want to ever do network marketing again. They came across this product and they saw the compensation plan. And guess what? We are part of their team. So not only have we got an opportunity to get healthy, we've got an opportunity to get wealthy, and we can learn from the best if we choose to. So that's what I've come back with. Like, I'm just so energized because I can still say I hate network marketing. This company is going to turn the industry on its head because it looks after every single person that is sharing the patches and getting people involved. And, it took me 2 years to get where I am, and I resisted it. So I really focused for the last 8 months, but I just couldn't deny, because I could see how much Chris and Will were earning in my back office. And I could not ignore the opportunity just because I was worried about what people thought of me, you know? Now I've come back, and if I love you and I care about you, I need to tell you about this. The rest is up to you. It doesn't matter to me whether you sign up or not, but if you want to live longer, have less aches and pains, age more gracefully, then what are you even thinking about? It shouldn't even be a thought. And to spend 2,000 Rand a month, $150 on your health, yeah, how does it get better than that?
Okay, so the conference in Dallas. We saw, I mean, Deb and I got together that weekend and we watched some of it. And there was the most amazing light show with drones, and it was beautiful. They really did put on a spectacular conference. But besides the Gwen Stefani and Maroon 5 being your entertainment, which is like seriously, that's like beyond. And the the drone shows, etc. Give me your top 3 highlights from the conference?
So that drone show. So now let me tell you, I had to have a good laugh about that because we were so excited to be, in the VIP sections. All the SPDs they had like an area that was barricaded off, and all the SPDs got to sit on chairs. Not that anyone was sitting because everyone was so excited, but we had to like wade through the crowd until we could get to the entrance, and then they opened up the gates for us because we had the special um, things on, the VIP things, and off we went inside. But the only downfall was that being so close, when David finished his speech and he said, "Now look to the stars," I looked straight up and I didn't see anything because a lot of the stage was in the way. So when Terry was like, "Look, look, look," and I saw this row of blue lights, to me, it actually looked like it was part of the stage. And it's so crazy how your mind works, because of course it's part of the stage. Nothing with so many lights is going to be in the sky. And then when I realized what was going on and they actually started moving, I was completely awestruck because it was something I have never seen before or experienced. And it was really magical. So I'm so glad that you guys got to see that on the conference. I wasn't sure if they recorded it, but I went as far back as I could and I tried to record as much as possible. But it was absolutely amazing. And I mean, it's just another thing to do with technology, how we've evolved so much that we could have a show that was completely beautifully orchestrated, where everything was moving simultaneously. When they made the symbol with X39 and they had the lights in the sky saying "Be the light," it was just absolutely magnificent, and one of those moments where you feel so close to magic, because because we all know that magic exists, and that was definitely a huge highlight. The other one was, of course, David Schmidt. He invented this holographic box. I don't really know how to explain it, and I don't really know how it works, but he's basically got this holographic technology. And in the last conference a year ago, it was all virtual. And what actually happened was they beamed everybody from all over the world into this box so that they were kind of all in one place. But because it was virtual, you didn't actually get a sense for the three-dimensional effect that it would have given you. And in their new center, their learning center in Utah, they actually have this technology where when people walk in, let's say Japanese people are going to visit, they will actually program this technology with David Schmidt as a holograph, standing, talking in Japanese, welcoming everybody, and his mouth moves and everything. So that was amazing to see that. And also, he loves Star Trek, he loves Marvel comics. So I really enjoy seeing, that kind of influence come across in a lot of the things that he does. So the whole conference had that Star Trek kind of theme. And he said that, when he was asked how he was going to spend, how he'd like to spend the 20th anniversary with everyone, he said, well, let's just watch Star Trek movies the whole time. But obviously that didn't work, and he got to show us a 4-minute one. So he showed us a 4-minute video, and then just as William Shatner was about to be killed, the video cut off, and then William Shatner beamed in to this box with this holographic technology. So that was really cool to see that happen and to see it live. And then David just talking about the water, seeing all the new videos that they've put together. And that fighter pilot lady, I can't remember what her name was. I think her name was Nicole Malakowski or something. She was amazing to listen to, because she really talks about how the mind is so powerful with, oh, you'll never be able to do it, you'll never be the first one, and how she managed to overcome it, but she almost missed the opportunity. She was just in the right place at the right time. So there is the link. What I would suggest is go and look at all the highlights, because they've been neatly categorized, and you guys don't have to sit through the whole show and 2 hour lunch breaks and that kind of thing. But my favorite part, and this is the third one, funnily enough, was Mickey Willis. Now, Mickey Willis is the guy that did the Plandemic. He did the Great Awakening. And I've been following him since COVID hit and since we were all in lockdown. So apart from him being absolutely gorgeous, just having him appear on stage. And the craziest thing was, before he came, because it was around 4:30, 4:45, they had these 2 guys playing some music, and everybody thought that the show was over for the day. So a lot of people actually left. And we were busy getting ready to leave because we saw everyone else leaving. And then Mickey Willis came on stage with David, and I was just absolutely awestruck seeing him in the flesh. He has one of those amazing energies that just keep you locked in and hanging on every word that he says. And the conversation that they had, I actually watched it again last night. That for me sealed the deal for the rest of my life being with Lifewave, because if somebody that I've been following that has brought out so much truth about the pharmaceutical industry and everything about that, if someone like that has been using Lifewave for a year, him and his family, they didn't even realize what it was, because the wife just used to pluck them all with patches while they were working and doing editing. He only met David Schmitz about 4 months ago, and he said that they have so much light infused into their business and into their lives through Lifewave. So for me, if that man can align with it, and there's a documentary coming out about David Schmidt and the water, and obviously the rest of Lifewave, the world is going to know about it very soon. And Plandemic had over 1 billion, some crazy amounts of views. We are going to get the same amount of attention as all those other videos, because of what he does and what David represents. And he's with us for life. He's never going to sell the company. He's never going to go public. He really and truly wants to change the world. And seeing that conversation between the 2 of them, you can see that maybe David can't say a lot because of the public figure that he is, So he tends to be quite neutral. But in that conversation, I was like, he's one of us. He definitely is. So yeah, those are my three highlights. And everything was a highlight from the start to the finish every single day. It was just amazing.
Okay, cool. So now we have a new incentive trip coming up in March next year to Croatia, which every single one of us on this call can work towards and achieve. So, Kent, maybe you can just check through possible strategies to get there. I'm not expecting you to know how many points for whatever's. That's not what I'm really asking for, but just like the motivation and the enthusiasm to actually get to a trip. That like it's really, sorry, my dog's walking. To make it worthwhile, like it's worthwhile putting in the work to get to those trips and to get your business to expand and grow. That will obviously match that incentive.
Yeah, well, just go to the cruise. Don't be like me and think you can't do it, because that's why I didn't try. I just thought it was too far out of reach. I'd only started focusing on the business 2-3 months into the incentive. And, having paid for it and seeing how they go above and beyond for their community and the people that share the patches, that is motivation for me. And also, it's not out of reach. Yes, you're going to have to work for it, sure, but it is achievable. And all we need to do is share the patches. So from my perspective, I've decided is, and also just seeing and speaking to a lot of the leaders from Europe, we are part of Europe. South Africa is part of Europe, and we've hit #1 for the last 2 months, competing against Europe. Like, that is absolutely amazing. What I also found out is Europe isn't very big on building the business. They are more preferred customer orientated. So that's kind of where their successes come from. But they can see now, especially with this and Steve and Gina Merritt and the way that they are training, that building the business is actually better for you in the long run. So just take every day as it comes, but share as much as you can. That's all it is about. Just let the people that you know, love, and care about know about these patches. And yes, you'll get people that want to try them before they start sharing, and that's fine. But just know that they work for everybody. For me, it took 18 months before I could really feel a difference in my body. And then I saw the blood tests. Not everybody takes 18 months. But get them to sign up and start using the patches for a minimum of 90 days. And if they want to start small, I'll give you an example. Very good friend of mine, I actually ended up having dinner with him while I was in Joburg for one night. And I was just talking about the patches. And I didn't give him a lot of information. We were just laughing about the patches, laughing about the story. By the end of the evening, he was like, send me some information. So I thought, okay. And I just sent him the phototherapy video and then the new 4-minute video that we've got in our back office. And then 2 days later, he said, okay, and I've researched it. And I also sent him the This Is It info page. And I said, whenever I send that, I don't just send the link. I say to them, right, now the first video is the new video that explains X39. The second video is 2 minutes long. It's on phototherapy. The third video is with David Schmidt talking to health professionals. It's 38 minutes, very well worth the watch. The fourth video is Dr. Leland Stillman. He was quite pessimistic about the patches, and it's nice to hear his journey. And then there's a lot of other things like the PubMeds, all of that kind of stuff. There's a doctor's panel discussion. So I kind of lay it out so that they can navigate the page. Because for me personally, if I get a link and I go onto a page and there's too much information, I put it away to look at later. It's not that I'm not interested. It's just, whoa, if Georgia just said to me, it's 2 minutes long, it's 38 minutes long, I would have carved out that time. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that, meet them where they're at. So he got hold of me and he said, okay, I want to sign up. And I couldn't actually get onto a Zoom call with him. So what I did was I said, okay, this is the link. You're going to get to the enrollment page. You'll have the option of starter, core, advanced, and premium. And then I just gave him a little bit of information. And I said, look, if you want to try the product, 3 months protocol, core is going to be your best bet. You're looking at about $375, including VAT and shipping. And make sure that when you are ordering, you go to your auto ship and you choose a date for 3 months time so that you don't run out of your patches on the third sleeve. So that's what I said to him. I explained it. I said, advanced, you get 6. Make sure that if you get 6, you're going to set up that auto ship for in 6 months time. And I didn't even talk about premium. I thought, I said to him that his friend had signed up a few months ago on premium. I just like dropped it in there. And then I let him get to it. I said, look, if you need help, just let me know. I'll try hop on a Zoom and navigate through with you on the phone. And then the next day he actually said he'd signed up on advanced. I wasn't even expecting him to sign up on advanced. I would have been happy for him to get the 3-month protocol. So it just shows you I wasn't forceful. I gave him enough information. He's in IT, so I knew he wouldn't struggle with the website. And there you go. But I told somebody, look, you want to look after your health, you're looking at $150 a month, because then you can sign up on enrollment and then you're going to get your first sleeve of patches. And you know what I tested the other day is that when you sign up on enrollment, it asks you about auto ship. So what I do is I set the auto ship for the very next day so that they're signing up on enrollment and they're getting their one sleeve of X39 automatically shipped the following day, because then it's going to be guaranteed for the month after that and the month after that. So that's what I do. So I don't even talk about auto ship like as a choice. I just say that it's something that they have to do because they're going to be spending $150 a month on their health. And that's it. And every time we do that, we get points. The higher the package, the higher the points. If you hold a rank for a long period of time, you get points. If the people that you sign up people and then they get to manager and director and senior director, then you also get points. So, and that is what I love about this company, is they're not just looking after the people on the top. Like, for example, myself being an SPD, it's not enough just to keep my rank this time. Yes, if I keep my rank, I get 40 points, but you need like 100 or so. I don't even know what it is. I think it's 100 for 2 people. So even if I keep my rank, this is where I'm forced now to make sure that Jenny's growing her business, that Jenny's assisting Kurt to help grow his business, that, Malika's growing her business. That's where the power of this company is. Because if I want to go on the trip, I have to make sure that the people that I've invited are growing. So yeah, that's very, very exciting. And don't think that you can't do it. And if you don't make it this time, you know what? Then you've had enough practice to make it to the next one. There's 2 events a year, sometimes 3 or 4. So yeah, it is achievable. You can do it.
And
It's
even
just
if you don't,
focusing.
and even if you don't make the incentive trip, you will have grown your business in the meantime.
Exactly.
So, there's nothing to lose, really. So I'm just trying to get my life to work. Okay, so Candice, maybe you can chat about the strategy of your first target is to go manager.
Yeah, so
That,
to go
they talk a
manager.
lot about that.
Yeah, so I mean, Harvey, they were all joking about it at conference that he wants to trademark the manager making machine tagline. But that's what you have to focus on. Just become a manager making machine. And you know what? Yes, there was a lot of confusion when they changed the enrollment packs, but it's actually easier now to become manager. Before, in the past, you had to buy in at advanced, which you can still do. So if you come in at advanced, like my friend just did, if he signs up 2 people on the left and 2 people on the right that are active, so like I said, they start on the starter pack and they buy 1 sleeve of patches a month, that's active. They don't even need to use X39. They can start with Silent Nights or Eon. But we always say lead with X39. X39 is the game changer. X39 is the one that's going to guarantee your healing. And I'd rather have people starting on X39 and then slowly introducing the other patches. And that's all you need to do. Just sign up people, make sure that they're active. We don't have to tell them that it's for our business. It's for their health in the beginning. This is why we're doing it, for our health, and the product works. but it's really, really easy because when those people, let's say X39, so they do their first order of X39, they're going to get 77 points. The following month, they're going to order their X39, they're going to get 77 points. So that's 144 points. When they get to 300 points, they automatically qualify to be manager. So what's it? I think it's 4 months. 4 months, and then if they bought the patches every month, they're already qualified to be manager. That's how easy it is. And you only need to sign up 2 people on the left, 2 people on the right, and make sure they're active. But they say don't stop there, because Jenny and I went through this where 1 week we were managers and then the next week we weren't because somebody wasn't active. So rather just invite as many people as you can, so that this is a team, say 20 on the left, 20 on the right. And then the law of averages comes in and your 80-20 rule comes in. And then if you've got 20% of 20 people that are doing the work, then you are gold. Then you are set up for success. So just don't let anything overwhelm you, because the more you watch videos, the more you become aligned with this, the more you believe that this is something that is changing people's lives, you'll be able to share this much easier. And tap into the Zoom calls. Tap into as many Zoom calls as you can, because there you see real people that might have started at the same time as you. Maybe they don't put their cameras on straight away, but a couple of months down the line, the cameras are on. Then the hand goes up to share a testimony. And then you see that these people are also having results. And that's what kept me going. Not the money. It was that I could see people getting results, and I knew from all of the injuries with my back that I had a long way to go with the levels of inflammation in my body. And being on the Zoom calls is what kept me going and what kept me tapped in. And then the minute I was ready to start sharing, I'd had so much practice because I'd been tapped into the community that's doing so well. And the best part about it is if you go to the thisisateam.com, there are so many tools that will help us, and we can copy the leaders that are doing well. That's the beautiful thing about this. Yes, you can bring your own energy into it and, make it your own. But as long as you're doing exactly what they tell you and you follow the formula, like becoming a manager making machine, it's only upwards. It's only going to be more commission coming in your wallet every month, every week.
Yeah. And the training, this is .com. That's all in the description of the WhatsApp group. So the LW Abundance 2.0, in the description of the WhatsApp group are the training materials, and the info link that you can send to people is in there too. So Candice, I think let's find out if anybody has any questions for you about
Perfect.
products, building, anything like that. Please ask away.
Yeah, and then also just quickly on this is a team. I resisted that for ages as well, because I just didn't want to be a network marketer and I didn't want to do those things, and I was going to find my own way of sharing. And on the way back, I actually I really dissected it. I went and I looked at everything. I went into the downloads. I downloaded everything. Am I going to use half of the things? Probably not, but there's so much in there that is a tool and can be supportive for you. Like my favorite thing, give me 1 second. I just want to grab it quickly while people decide what they want to ask. My favorite thing is this. So you can actually download it and print it, but it shows you how to be successful. So there's you at the top, and that is senior director. So that doesn't even go as far as senior presidential, but it shows you what you need to be senior director or manager. So, put that on your vision board. Put your photo on the top.
Yeah, because pretty much once you've got to senior director, you have the people in place, and then it's after that, it's just building up the volume.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. To get to SBD, yeah. Okay, questions. There's no stupid questions, and it doesn't matter if you've asked the same questions before, we don't mind.
I'll go. I'm Jasmine. I'm not going to take my video off. So I think like my big question is I'm in Portugal right now, which means I've tapped into a European market. But obviously a lot of my clients and stuff are still in SA. So I am contacting them. But I find it really difficult because obviously there's a language barrier and that is there should I partner up or find out if there's people here that do Lifewave and figure out like, you know, I don't know. I feel like the European market is very different to South Africa, and I don't actually know where to start. So like I feel too nervous to even start in Europe. I don't know if that makes
Okay,
sense. Where do I
so
start?
the good news is, Jazz, and I'm so glad that you're in Portugal. And I mean, the last time we spoke, you were still in South Africa, closing up those chapters on your life. So well done on the new chapter.
I
But
just
the
opened a
good news
brilliant
is,
chapter.
the
Yeah.
good news is that Portugal is one of the countries that is flying at the moment. There's a couple called Paulo and Liliana
Okay.
Alvarez. I'm not sure where they are, but they got so many awards, and they are doing
Really?
a lot out there. So I'm not sure if you speak Portuguese, because if you do, then it would be quite cool to tap into, you know, their trainings and stuff, and you can
Yeah.
learn a lot from them. They are direct invitees of Steve and Gina, and they, you know, they said that when they started, every together. That's how they know each other. We're leaving everything and train us. What do we need to do to be successful? So they do that. This is a training to the T. They are an amazing bunch. They are so proud of being Portuguese. And I mean, on the cruise, there must have been at least 25 of them on the actual cruise. So yeah, I'll get hold of them and just ask them if I can tap you into to their network. And then
That
just,
would be great.
just,
That would be great because yeah,
yeah,
my husband speaks Portuguese as well, so I feel like that would be a big connection. Yeah.
awesome. Beautiful. Yeah, that's so exciting. And
Yeah.
don't be put off by the language barrier.
No, so also, Jasmine, just for information, Malika is also South African, recently moved to Prague.
Okay.
And
Yay.
and she's already gone manager, and she has one manager on one of her legs already. So it's possible.
Wow.
And she only started a couple of months ago. So yeah, just to give you that information that it is possible to have a business in a foreign country, because also, you know, you can build it anywhere around the world anyway. So it doesn't really matter where you're based.
Yeah. I think it's yeah, but I think you've both tapped on it, and yeah, it's the whole like idea to the network marketing, I think they'd throw me a bit, but now yeah, there's been a big shift recently. So yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, just going back to the network marketing, because it was really, that was very hard for me to let go of. And I honestly think that I've left all of those judgments behind in America.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand about network marketing is that you'll get a bunch of investors, they'll get together, they'll design a comp plan, then they'll find the product, then they'll find the doctors to back up the product. And that's generally how they work. So Lifewave is completely different because the inventor, David Schmidt, had the product, and he realized that to get it through, all the hoops that you need to get it released as a medical device, it would only be available to people in hospital or by prescription. And he didn't want that. He wanted to get it into the hands of as many people as possible. And that is the reason why he chose the direct selling method, because he knew that people would recommend it to their friends and family, and he would get it into a billion. Well, his dream is to get it into 1 billion homes across the world. And doing it by sharing it with the people you love is definitely going to be easier than, a doctor possibly prescribing that when he has so many other things that he can choose to prescribe where he maybe gets a better kickback. I don't know. So that is why he decided to go direct selling, because it's getting it into the hands of many people without having issues with the big pharma and all the brakes that they would put onto getting it into market. So for me, that really changed the energy of network marketing. And, you know, if people say to you, oh, is it a network marketing thing? You can say,
Yes.
oh, I hate network
Yeah.
marketing. I totally agree with you. Network marketing sucks, but this product is
Yeah.
phenomenal and it's going to change your world. You know, just
Yeah.
give it a try for 3 months. You don't have to do it as a business. Just give it a try for 3 months. And everybody that decides they're going to give it a try for 3 months, I still sign them up as a brand partner on the enrollment, and then they get their packages every month. Because for me, building my business, it's much more important to get points as opposed to getting $20 every time they purchase as a preferred customer. So I agree with them. Network marketing sucks, but this is changing the face of network marketing because of the product, the people, the training, and the way that it looks after everybody.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. And you know, also
Cool.
I've done a network marketing thing back 20 years ago. And I'm not going to knock that company. It was a very successful company and it did bring a lot of value to people's homes. And their training was also excellent. And the training that I received from the associate company there, I actually built my corporate career on those things that I learned, how to work with people, how to lead, how to communicate. I learned all of that stuff from the associated company with this network marketing company. However, once I fell out of the bus of that, I also was like, when Can showed this to me, I also said to, I'm very keen to use the product, but I don't want to do network marketing again. And I don't want to do network marketing again. But until I realized actually the business model of this company it's like, if you consider the low investment cost to get in, the low overheads to keep this company running for yourself personally, there's hardly any overheads. I mean, my existing business involves flights, venue hire, printing costs, all kinds of stuff. You don't have those kind of overheads with this business. It's global. You can build it in 75 countries around the world from your own home. You don't even have to leave your house, and you can have an international business. It's paid, you get paid in dollars, you get paid weekly. It's generative ongoing income. So you're basically creating a pension fund for yourself, if you want to look at it from that point of view. It's always increasing every week. Once you get your momentum going, then your income will increase every week. You don't get that with any other kind of job or business, pretty much, unless you're a slave to the business. And that having to work harder and harder and put in more and more hours. In this one, it's the same. You'll put in a few hours every day or half an hour every day, whatever you choose. And you just keep on doing that regularly every single day. And you build this humongous business. I mean, where on earth do you get the possibility to build a multi-million-dollar business from your home with very little upfront cost? I think it's remarkable. So I'm like, I don't even consider this as a network marketing business anymore. I just look at this as the most amazing business model. And this is what I was asking for during lockdown, because my business stopped overnight because of the way my business was structured, my existing other business. Now, no longer my existing business. This is now my existing business. But I was asking for something low cost, global, online. Oh, it's online as well. You don't have to handle stock. You don't have to handle payments. You don't have to handle any of that. Everybody buys directly from Lifewave. So you don't even have to get involved with the product when something, there's a delivery issue or a payment issue or whatever. Lifewave handle it all. Their live chat is brilliant. I don't know if you've ever used their live chat. It's really, really good. You just go on, ask your questions. They come back to you straight away. So, you don't even have to handle that kind of stuff. For me personally, I'm in love.
Yeah.
And
And
it's literally $150 a month. Even when your business grows and people are earning $100,000 a week, they only have to put in $150 a month. Like, that is amazing. Like with my salon, when it grew, when I got more hairdressers, oh my goodness, did it cost me more money? Sure, the costs just got more. They never ever got less.
Yeah. And I bet your profit margin didn't really get that much more either.
Yeah.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Does anybody have one last minute question? Because Candice has got to hop off now because she is doing the presentation with Merle at 8 o'clock.
Just a quick one. So I'm in the process of immigrating to the US. So it will possibly happen, in December. Would I still remain part of this team? I know Malika is my sponsor. So how does that work?
The only difference is that when you're ordering, you're going to click the drop down and choose USA, and you get more variety of products. So you can get the skin range, the aloe vera creams, the night creams, and you can also actually get little sleeves where you get 10 patches in them. So they're actually quite cool to give away. So yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna have fun there.
And they also
Okay.
will probably get the
Cool.
water machine first before us, right? It'll be
Yes.
launched.
And
They
the
you'll
other
get
thing
the
I
water
forgot to
machine
talk to
first.
you guys about. Yes,
Oh,
but there's also supplements coming, guys. They launched them a year ago. They never mentioned when they're coming, but they did give us samples to try. So what I love about these supplements is that everything that you need to support the body while you're patching is in one pouch of powder. So everything that you can imagine that supports you is in one pouch. So I love that. I can't wait for them to come, and they will go to market in the US first before they get spread around the rest of the world. And also, just one last thing, we have been noticed, and they are officially launching Lifewave in South Africa in June next year. So we're going to have a huge
wow.
roadshow. Corporate's going to be here. Yeah, it's very, very exciting. So they're taking South Africa seriously now, which is great.
Sure.
And Kurt, it's so affordable in America. It's like $150. So you're
I
gonna,
know.
and people are
I
so
know.
open. People are
Yes.
so open to the opportunity in the States. Every Uber driver that I spoke to was like, wow, tell me more. That's amazing. So it's going to be
Yes,
cool.
I'm really
Have
looking
fun with
forward
it.
to that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
find it's a bit challenging. It's a bit more challenging, yeah. So yeah, but let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm optimistic, very optimistic.
Cool.
Mm.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. Candice, thank you so much for the feedback
Oh, thanks,
and
Jen.
all
That
the
was fun.
info. Very excited. And if you want to hop on at 8 o'clock, Merle and Candice are doing the presentation this evening. And then obviously next week, Tuesday, Candice and I will be doing the presentation at 7 p.m. And then we will do orientation again on Wednesday at 7. So we have these regular
I hope I
meetings
can
for
be
you to
with you
plug
at
into.
7 because I'll be in
Well,
Marrakesh. Let's see.
oh my gosh. Well, if
I
okay,
can
if
jump
it's
on
not
our-
Candice, it'll be Deb and I.
Thank you,
Cool.
ladies.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That was great.
everyone.
All right.
Okay.
Next call. It's going to be fun. All right. Bye-bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone. Okay. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.